Boxing Voice.
All right, we're live with John Molina. John, we spoke not too long ago, and you didn't have a dance partner. Now you got one in Alberto Soto, three-time world champion. He has over 70 fights. So this is a guy with a lot of experience, a little old at this stage of his career, but just exactly what you needed coming off of that Matisse fight, just to work on some things. How are you looking at this opponent?
You can never take him lightly. I mean, you said it yourself, three-time world champion, over 70 fights in the squared circle, beaten the best, been beaten by the best, knows his way around the ring very well. So taking him very serious, working on things that we need to implement in my game, and excited to fight someone like Alberto Soto. Someone, in my opinion, is a great, tremendous fighter.
Now, clearly coming into this event, or any fight, fighters don't tend to try and do better than the next guy. But because you and Matisse had that awesome fight together, your names will forever be linked because it was just fight of the year, basically. I mean, they're calling it that already. So your names will be linked. Now, this is a common opponent. Added pressure to go there and get a rematch.
Fight with me and Lucas Matisse for the rematch, regardless. And we don't look at, anything you can do, I can do better. That's not the mentality we need to go into this fight. The mentality is we need to go in there and do what we do best, and that's take care of the opponent in front of me. And again, for people to say, yeah, he's a little long in the tooth as far as his age goes, you still got to take him very serious because he is a crafty veteran, and if I make any mistakes, I'm sure he'll let me know.
Absolutely, and he showed that in the first couple of rounds with Matisse until the power took over. Something that, you're blessed with yourself. But there's a bigger underlining story here, the fact that this is going to be a show extreme, but it's going to be like the appetizer to Mayweather-Maidana mayhem. I mean, you have to be excited. So many things have changed in your career in the span of less than a year, but they've all been for the better. You're getting more recognition. You're getting television fights. You're getting notable fighters. I mean, how is it easy for you to keep your composure when all these exciting things are happening for you?
Very easy, because as quick as it came, it's as quick as it can leave. So you got to stay on your A game to continue to please the fans, continue to go out there and be the best fighter that you can be. And I enjoy it. I enjoy the notoriety. I enjoy the opportunities. I enjoy all the fruits of my labor, if you will. I'm very excited, and I want to do my best to stay at this level. So it's very easy to control. It took me a long road to get to where I'm at today, and I plan on expanding this road and making it last for a while.
Now, not to discredit Dan Goosen or anything, but it's just night and day, like I already explained, how your career has. Looking back, do you wish you would have made this move a little sooner?
I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason. Dan Goosen and Goosen Tutor did good by me. Dan was a great promoter. He did what he had to do to get my name out there and help me be recognized as a force to be reckoned with. So I'm very grateful for what happened at Goosen Tutor. I never try to push the envelope. I always let things kind of fall in its place, and I think everything's found in its place the way it was supposed to be. You got to remember I was a late bloomer. I started late in the game, so it was rightfully so that I needed my career to start taking off at this point in my career, given the fact that I needed to learn a lot more in that ring. So I'm very thankful for what Goosen Tutor did for me in the 5-year stint that we had together, and I'm very excited to see what the future holds.
Now, I don't want to cause any turmoil between you and your peoples, but, I mean, if it were me, I knocked out Mickey Bey. He's getting a title shot, and he's actually on the Mayweather card. Your feelings?
To me, no. Good for Mickey Bey. This is his title shot. I wish him well in the fight. There's no ill will or no ill feelings towards that, to be honest with you. It's actually, from what I'm understanding, that this is going to be something special. Everyone knows that when I get into a fight, whether it be the quote-unquote appetizer or the main dish, it's still going to be exciting, and that's what I like. The fans can appreciate the fact that I'm fighting on Showtime, and it's going to be, they don't have to spend the money to watch my fight, and they know that I bring entertainment. With a guy like Alberto Soto, he's not going to be a guy running from me. He's going to sit there and exchange with me. So it's going to make it exciting. I think the fans are going to get a treat in this fight. So to me, no, not whatsoever does it deter me or make me feel upset that Mickey Bey's on the undercard. I mean, if you did a poll, and you ask what fight would they rather see, I'm sure I would take the nod in that one.
Well, absolutely. They don't call, Miguel Vasquez the puppeteer for no reason. He has a manner in which he somehow makes fighters fight in his style, which ends up being not too fan-pleasing. Completely the opposite of you. And again, I hate to keep going back to the magnitude of this event, but, fighters are in the gym night and day dreaming of one day being on this stage. How do you take it so nonchalantly?
Being here without Heyman and being the things that I'm getting exposed to now, it's exciting. You take it nonchalantly because it's another fight. For me, I'll fight in someone's backyard, even if there's no TV there. As long as everything makes sense. If you catch my drift, I'll fight anywhere. It doesn't matter. I can't put one thing in front of the other and say, oh, I wish I was fighting, the co-main event on the pay-per-view event. I mean, yeah, those are all accolades and exciting things that I'm sure I'll get to. But, this is me doing what I got to do. I'm very excited to be fighting where I'm fighting, even though it's a non-pay-per-view. It's still part of the biggest card in the history of the sport. Not the rematch, but the fact that Mayweather's fighting. He is not only the best fighter in the world, he's the highest paid athlete in the world. So to be on something of this magnitude for them to open their doors for me to be here, I'm very excited, and I'm also excited for the fans because not a lot of people can afford to pay the $70 to watch the fight, but yet they're going to be able to watch the Showtime fight and watch my fight. So I'm excited that I can give that treat back to the fans, and I'm excited the fans are excited about it. So again, there's no ill will towards someone else being on the pay-per-view card. Regardless, it's still on the same card of the biggest fighter in the world today, so I'm very excited for that opportunity.
John, I didn't even think of it that way. You're absolutely right. More people will probably be able to watch your fight because it's free. So that's actually an intelligent way of thinking about it. So now, we talked the last time about, the combination between you and Jose Santa Cruz. How are things going with training camp now that you don't have to drive that 98 miles? How are you, both mentally and physically, coming into this fight? It's not too long away now.
No, it's working out good. The drive, believe it or not, it's a wear and tear on your body. Again, the way I explained it last time, it was just I would be there at the gym, I'd do my hard work, then I'd get out of the gym, I still have an hour and a half drive home in traffic to get home and see my family for an hour tops and then back to work, and then by the time I get home from strength and conditioning, got to put my daughter to sleep. So it's definitely been a better situation. Getting acclimated to a different style and that of Jose Santa Cruz, that is definitely difficult, but we're adapting to it. It's still new to me. You're going to see shades of what I do best, which is brawl, and then you're going to see shades of what Jose Santa Cruz is implementing. So we're excited. I think that's going to make for a great fight because the fans get intrigued by my style, given the fact of the quote-unquote vulnerability, I guess you can say, that I carry in the ring. But at the same time, with my power, it makes me that much of an exciting fighter. So I'm excited, and everything's going really well with camp. Sparring's going well. To be able to train alongside with Leo Santa Cruz, who's one of the most exciting fighters out there today, I just think everything's fitting and falling in place. Like I said, I couldn't have sat down and written the script better than the way it's happening right now.
Now, you spoke of strength and conditioning. Have you, who exactly is doing the strength and conditioning for this fight?
Actually, I have Michael Galvez, who is he is a very, very very great strength and conditioning coach, not only on a level of getting the body ready for a fight, but on the level of a metabolic chemistry, metabolic standpoint on what makes my body tick, how to bring the weight down properly, how to be on the right supplements and make sure everything's firing on all cylinders, just pretty much getting that wild oil machine firing on all cylinders and ready to run that race. So, it's more than just a guy out there telling you do 100 push-ups, do 100 sit-ups. It's a guy that takes a strategic approach. He makes sure everything is done the right way, and we get the most effective work possible in the amount of time that we need. So, Michael Galvez, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. You guys need to look him up. You guys will see him in my corner, and he makes making weight very easy. He makes taking the supplements very easy. He makes my job a lot easier, and this is why we brought him on the team.
Well, September 13th, Mexican Independence Day. How do you envision it playing out?
A great fight. Of course, I'm a Mexican American fighting a Mexican in Alberto Soto. I think the fans are going to get a treat because they see two great Mexican fighters going in there and going to war, and I'm sure Humberto's preparing to go to war as well. So I think it's going to be a success all the way across the board for fans, for myself, for everyone that's going to be part of this show. I think it's going to be a great night of boxing. You have myself, Leo Santa Cruz, you have Maidana Mayweather, you have Angulo. There's a lot of who's who on this card. So I think it's going to be a great night for boxing. And again, with the main dish being the rematch of arguably one of the toughest opponents that Mayweather's had in recent history. So I think it's going to be a great night of boxing, and I think the fans are going to get their money's worth.
Well, John, your social media, those are all my questions. We just wanted to get a quick update, and like I told yourself and Stephanie, we want to stay up to date as regularly as possible. And this is a big event for you, and we wish you the best.
Much appreciated. You guys can follow me at John Molina Jr. 135 for Twitter and Instagram. Facebook, there's a fan page, but as far as my personal Facebook, it's already overloaded. But do leave me a message. I tend to try to get back to you guys as much as possible, but again, the notoriety, the fan following, the support that I'm gaining right now, it's very, very, very much, I'm very thankful for it. So I thank the fans, I thank you guys for supporting me, supporting what I do, and I will continue to give you guys 110% every time.
Just deserved, John. I mean, you've been giving us exciting fights since ESPN. What you did to Mickey Bey, you did to Hank Lundy, and I don't think you have many fighters that can say they've done hat tricks like that so many times in their career. So again, we wish you the best come September 13th, and we'll talk to you soon.
You got it, man. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
All right.
The Boxing Voice.